I mean, I think that mentally, I think is something that's resonating here, and we've got a question from an athlete, Lily Hilland. How do you deal psychologically with no jumps in first rounds? So, or even the first two rounds, you know.
I had that. But you have to have I had that all 2004, 2005, 2006, every first jump. It's like I got too excited and I fouled. Frank was my eye, and he would tell me, and also by that time I also got to know, like Ashia said, you know, from you put your foot down on that board, you know. And I got to good where I could tell just by how much, and just look to Frank to confirm just how much. And for me, it was just like, okay, get it out of the way and get done. That's not the end all. You have 2 more attempts, get it in. So my second round jumps after a first foul would be, I scaled back just a little bit. So to make me competitive, to make me contending, rather than still go, pedal to the floor. And once that was done, then the third round is, we're back in the business. Okay. So I didn't psychologically, I don't think it messed with me at all. I accepted it and just adapt and move on.
Interesting. Ashia, to you.
Whew. I mean, I've been to competitions where I've had 3 no jumps. You know, you go away, debrief, get back on the horse and just get on with it. You know, I've also had Aston shout at me on the runway, literally just before I'm about to compete, because I'd had 2 no jumps and I was just, you know, messing about, not focusing. And, you know, with him sort of shouting at me, kind of just woke me up and got my act together. You know, I've been under pressure in that sense. And I think the training helps. The training, you know, the type of training that we did helped you psychologically. You know, I think I haven't mentioned, I've been to see sports psychologists as well to help me prepare for competitions, because I went through a phase of, you know, doing a lot of no jumps. And I think that helped. That helped as well. But ultimately, I think the training itself helps. The mental side of the training helps you sort of, focus. When you need to focus, you are going to focus. And I don't know if that made any sense.
Yeah, so would that help kind of deal with some of the injury problems that you had as well? As, you know, how did you deal with that?
You know, I think I got to the stage where I felt like if it was broke, it can be fixed. Whatever was going on, it can be fixed. And I think, you know, that was probably one of the main things. You know, if I'd take risks, knowing full well, okay, it can probably be fixed. And you know, but my last jump, I probably you waving at me. Oh, you muted yourself.
I didn't want to stop you there. I was just I was putting my hand up in readiness to join when I could.
Oh, okay.
But now that you stopped, right, I'll jump in.
Okay.
Part of it, Darren, I believe it's, and I'm sure that, you know, and all the girls will have that. It's to do with self-belief. They knew they had this big goal to achieve, and they just weren't going to allow anything to stand in their way. You know, and I think it just comes down to their personal self-belief. And with that self-belief gives you a certain sense of certainty about the things that you do.
I think, Aston, one of those things, I mean, we talk about self-belief, it can be taught. Because I remember back in the early days, Ashia, we had a problem with a group of people who you didn't actually get on with. But then we learned, you know, just saying hello to them just changed everything. You know, you just saw them and said, before they could approach you, you just said, hello, how are you? How's your jumping? And then you went away and kicked their butt, you know. And I think for me, you learn how to do it. You know, you really learn how to do it. So one of the things that Yami and I used to do, yes, don't let the no jump worry you. Come back looking hard. You've had a no jump. They look at your face and they go, God, I can't look at her face because she means business. If you come back with your head down, they go, she's beaten. So all these things that we learn together, we practice. And I keep telling my current athletes that it's not just straightforward getting out there and just competing. You've got to be tactically aware of what's happening around you. And I remember actually one indoor meeting we did at Haringey. They literally came and sat by the takeoff board to put you off. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Did it work? No, because we were totally focused on what we wanted.
I mean, I've had my markers moved in major competitions.
Yeah.
And you just, okay, go back, measure it out, get on with it, you know?
Exactly now.
I used to do, you know, they give you those little things to put down when you mark. I used to have two marks. I mark on both sides of the track, and then one is permanent. So even if they move that big piece, I still knew where my mark was, because they did that to me on the collegiate circuit a lot. And I was used to that. So I adopted that when I came to Europe, and it was like, okay, move it. No worries. I know exactly where it is.
Yeah, I used to have a point of reference maybe in the stand.
Yep, I used to do that too.
Right, I know where it is, because if you're in the third round and your mark's kicked, they're not bringing the tape out again, and you don't need that strength.
No, you don't.
I never used the tape. I used to always measure with my feet. Mm-hmm. Because people, you know, there was always a permanent tape down, and then they'd take it up.
Yep.
People used to yank that tape, so your measurements weren't always correct. So I always used my feet.
Yeah.
I mean, Darren, just to sort of tell a story. Like, so the 2003 World Championships indoor, and I think, I don't know if Ash remembers, but basically in the middle of a competition, her marker disappeared.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And she literally, we were there watching, and we actually, you know, and I saw that something had gone wrong here. And I was watching to see how she was going to deal with it, right? And to be perfectly honest, right, she probably dealt with it much better than I bloody well would have. Because she literally stopped the competition, remeasured her runway. Everybody had to wait for her.
Awesome.
With my feet.
Yeah, I remember
one foot in front of the other.
And I thought, okay,
wasn't it?
I thought that takes a lot of bottle.
No.
Oh, excellent. Listen, I mean, I've got probably one more question. I think, there's lots of questions coming in, and I'm conscious of time. And I suppose just from each of you, just look, what would be the one piece of advice you would give either your younger self or a developing athlete who's perhaps on the call today, in terms of to helping them become a better athlete? I'll go to Yami first.
To be honest, if I have to advise a younger Yami, that's not really an advice. I wish I could, start doing the training I did with Frank earlier, to be honest. But the rest, I wouldn't change a thing. I think I try all the time my best in everything I did to get to where I end in my career. And if I had to advise the youngsters nowadays, please believe in yourself, and no matter what people say, because sometimes people make mistakes. They judge and say, oh, you can't do it, or you're a superstar, because that also happened a lot. People give you a lot of compliments and you relax because you said, oh, you're so talented, you saw this. You have to really be focused from the word go. Just work hard, do your training, listening to the people you have around yourself, your team, your coach, your parents. Be disciplined, go training on time, all these little things, because when you're trying the shortcut, life will cut you. So Absolutely.
There is no shortcuts.
Nope.
True, life will cut you. And it's better to feel, there's no better sensation that feel the pain, feel very uncomfortable when you're training, but then when you're competing, you feel very comfortable. The other way around, when you feel in training, when you go to compete, you're gonna suffer. So that would be my advice. Feel uncomfortable. Every day in training, you will feel great when you're competing.
Nice. I like that. I like that. Tricia, I'll come to you.
Oh, well, my advice to a younger TK here is don't eat that ice cream. It's going to cost you 2 centimeters. Don't do it. Don't do it. Yeah. No, joking aside, I think Yami, I wish I had gotten to Frank and earlier. I started triple jumping in 95 when I went to college, and it was not the best. Looking at my technique and how I could have done things a little bit different, I wish I had gotten to somebody who could have guided me the right way, because I'm teachable. I can learn. And now, like she said, there's no substitute for hard work, none. What you put in is what you're going to get out. If you don't do the work, if you don't lay the foundation, then you don't have a good base. And you need that. You also need to get some pride in performance. Like I am so tired of seeing 1440s and 1450s win medals when I was jumping that on an off day and I was 13th and 12th. I think they need to instill some pride in getting the performance, and that comes from putting in the work. You can't get the performance without the work. So I would say work hard, and at the end of the day, enjoy what you do. Enjoy it, have fun with it, and good luck.
Excellent. And Asha, finally.
It's going to be a short one. Just listen to my body. Listen to my body a lot more than I actually did. I ignored a lot of my niggles, pretend they weren't happening, and consequently got some quite serious injuries from it. I had all the base and everything. I wouldn't change the way I came into the sport. I wouldn't change, the amount of coaches that I've had over the years. But, I would definitely change just not listening to what my body was trying to tell me, which was just ease up on yourself a little bit,
Excellent. Well, thanks for that. Frank, Aston, any further thoughts or comments from yourself before we wrap up?
Yeah, for me, it's a quick one. Just like to thank the 3 girls. It's not very often you get 3 15-metre girls on one call. And I've been blessed to have worked with all 3 of them. I can go back with Ash, Yami, Tricia, and it's been a massive privilege. Unfortunately, they don't make them like they used to make you guys. But we still got the talent in the country. We still have a lot of talent, but the mindset is different. So, yeah, on behalf of the audience, thank you very much.
Yeah, if I can just jump in there, Darren, just sort of, I think the girls have said all that needs to be said, really. And certainly as a coach, I learned quite a lot with working with Ash. It helped me to develop as a coach. As she says, right, we experimented quite a lot with different things and different ways of making this thing work. And that was a good sort of learning stage, certainly for me as a coach, and hopefully Ash benefited from some of that as well. So cool. But it's been great. I don't think anywhere in the world this has happened. 3 15-metre triple jumpers. Probably nowhere in the world, right, where we've got one coach who's worked with all you 3. Yeah, I can only make claim for part of one. So it's been great. It's been great to listen to you all, actually. Certainly, I think I've learned some stuff as well, just sat here just listen to you guys. So cool.
Yeah, and no, listen, and thank you for me to all of you. It's been entertaining, it's been inspirational, and I really enjoyed. I hope you've enjoyed it as much as I have. So thank you again for kind of being with us this afternoon, and the audience as well. My apologies if I've not answered you, if I've not kind of posed your question, but just beyond the time that we've got allocated. So listen, thanks again for everyone attending. And hope everyone enjoys the rest of the Saturday and enjoy the rest of your weekend.
Yeah.
And
Right.
until next time.
Bye-bye.
Guys, good to
Until
see you
next
again,
time.
Trish.
Bye.
Nice to see you. I'm off
Lovely
to work
see you
now.
all.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Cheers, guys.
Bye.